So there were many times that I would go to the grocery store with a list of things I need. And I would get there only to find that I couldn't get everything on my list. So I started thinking, what can I do to get everything on my list, even when I don't have the money to buy everything? And let me explain this to you very well. So I decided to start finding the smallest item of food and buy that. Now, typically they would tell you the larger the container, the more value you get for your money. That may be true, but if you don't have $7 for a big container of sour cream, I get the $1 one. Now I'll tell you what I do with it. So I'm going to show you here in the grocery store what I like to look for. So I will get one small sour cream. It's tiny. Now this may not work if you have a large family. If there's just 2 people, this can work really well. So I would get a small container of sour cream that was a dollar, around $1, and then I take that home and I use that. Well, how can you use sour cream that's only this small? Sometimes I will add a little bit of milk to it and whip it up. Sometimes I add a little cheese to it. I add all kinds of things to it to stretch it further, if you're using it in recipes and things like that. I will take one yogurt and we will each split a yogurt. And it really is amazing how you can still enjoy the food that you enjoy, but you just don't have as much of it. It's a wartime cookbook. It's very, very old. But in this cookbook, it's food that you can make. Of course, in the wartime, food was really rationed. So what I like to do is I like to get these old cookbooks, and they teach you how to use little bits of food here and there. And it's so easy to cook this way. So at the grocery store, if I need lemons, I'll get 1 lemon, and that's 79 cents. And then that lemon, I'll cut up in really little pieces and use that throughout all of my recipes or in my tea or however I want to use it. Of course, I am very blessed to have a discount grocery store. But even there, the prices are really high compared to what they were a year ago. Buy all of your items, but buy really, really small. And learn ways to stretch it. It is so easy and simple. Sour cream, you can also put some dry milk powder to it and add a little bit of water. You will not believe how good that is in casseroles or if you're using it in cooking and baking. I am going to be showing you coming up real soon, butter, how we can make our own margarine that's not so chemicals in it like the store-bought. Take old bits of meat and put them in the crock pot. So I like to find really tough cuts of meat that I can get for only a couple dollars, but then I put it in the crock pot, and that's what really makes it tender. So many ways that you can save money at the grocery store. So instead of buying a big bag of apples, just get 2 of them. And weigh your food, weigh all of your produce before you go and buy it, so you know exactly how much it's going to cost you. I'm working today on cleaning out my refrigerator. And I have all of these Brussels sprouts. Well, now they don't look the nicest, do they? But there's nothing wrong with them. They're still okay. Brussels sprouts are a lot like cabbage. They will last you a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cook these today for a meal. Go to your local library and find the wartime cookbooks. Cookbooks back in when the Depression was. Use those recipes. You know, a lot of these new cookbooks that you see nowadays, they take items that we couldn't afford anymore. We have to rethink our cooking, and it's so simple and easy to do that. Buy cheese in a block and then shred it yourself. Not only do you get more cheese, you don't have any of the preservatives and chemicals that you have in the shredded cheese to keep it from clumping. All of these things are amazing. Like, how about cooking with dried beans? I've done many videos on how you can cook with dried beans. Yes, it takes a little more time. Yes, it's not as convenient. But when it comes to saving money, you save more money doing that than you would if you would be getting the convenience items. See, you got to think of your time now as ways to save money. And back in the 90s, when so many people were working away, they wanted convenience. Not necessarily what was the cheapest, but what was the most convenient. Now we're in a different day and age. Now we got to switch our thinking to not is as convenient, but it's cheaper. I'm telling you right now, in the grocery store, you can still find lots of things that are very frugal. But you have to then do the cooking, and you have to learn how to cook these foods. Rice is another one of our staples. Making our own homemade bread is another one of our staples. All of these things that we learned to do. Going to a garage sale and getting a $3 bread machine and using that to bake your own bread. Baking your own bread right now, I think, still is cheaper. You can find really good deals and bargains if you just look at your grocery store. But buy the items smaller. Buy little containers of sour cream. Buy little containers of yogurt. Take your little container of yogurt, put a little granola to it, and now you stretch that. So what I like to do is I take my yogurt and I split it in half, put half of it in one cup and the other half in the other cup, and add a little bit of dried granola cereal to the top of it. There you go. Now 2 of you are eating with one little container of yogurt. And all of these things can help you save hundreds of dollars a year. Take it from me. I learned the hard way by going to the store with my long list and realizing that I didn't have the money to buy everything. So I decided to think smarter, not harder. Another thing is do not waste anything. So these are actually orange peels. I added these to a couple cups of water and about 2 cups of sugar. I used my vanilla sugar that I've done in many videos, and I cooked it for about 45 minutes. And then you roll it into sugar. So basically you're making orange peel candy. Well, I decided to take it another step further. I decided then to dehydrate it, and that turned into a brittle candy that is absolutely amazing. And I'll show you that right now. All right, I ended up drying the lemon peels. They are totally dehydrated. They're going to be perfect in my teas, and oh, they taste amazing. Absolutely amazing. They are absolutely so good. It's like a hard candy. And there's no bitterness. Amazing. I'm going to be using this for all of my orange peels. It's so good. Can you imagine this in tea? It would soften up so nice. Vanilla sugar gave it such a unique flavor. I'm going to be making this anytime I have orange rinds. I'm going to be trying on lemon rinds next time. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.